we will tell you who we believe is going to win the NFC North. Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this question.
Sure.
Is that the toughest division in football? The NFC North?
If not, it's on the short list.
AFC North, I'm going to say.
AFC North is the toughest division in football? Because the Steelers made the playoffs last year, the Ravens made the playoffs last year, the Browns made the playoffs last year, and the reason why the Bengals didn't, one would think, is because their quarterback situation.
Whoever you think the fourth team in the AFC North is, they're a little bit better than the fourth team in the NFC.
Which you believe, well, I guess we shouldn't.
Don't
well, I think you can pretty much, I know where you're leaning on that front.
Yes.
Because the Lions almost made the Super Bowl.
Uh-huh.
The Packers not only almost made the NFC Championship game at the expense of the team that made the Super Bowl, they also messed with the Dallas Cowboys. Mm-hmm. The whole all-in stuff, the whole business where everybody is all in. You have to show this year that you are willing to be a Dallas Cowboy forevermore, or at least for the next few years, by performing in a way that they didn't perform last year, or a team hasn't performed for Dallas in 26 years, by getting to at least the NFC Championship game. Everybody is all in, except for CeeDee Lamb. We can exempt him from that now.
He's all paid now.
That's all because the Green Bay Packers won and done the Cowboys and just messed with Texas in certain ways that we just saw the Jones family kind of react the way that they have. Then you got the Bears. Everybody is talking about, oh, God.
That's what Caleb does.
I understand what he does.
I can't stop, won't stop.
It's very funny.
Is it?
It's going to be funny. When
has he even seen that sketch, do you think? Because he wasn't alive when the Swirsky brothers started doing it.
No.
At any rate.
Doesn't matter. He's great.
Everybody's high on the Bears.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm higher on the Vikings than others are.
That's because your adopted son, Sam Darnold, is your quarterback.
He's not my adopted son. Why would you say that?
He was maybe your first of the adopted
Well, I
sons.
mean, he was the back in the day, and by back in the day, I mean about 5 years ago.
Not that long ago.
That he was the great hope of the Jets. Third overall selection coming out of USC. And I don't think the Jets did him any favors. They did him, and by the way, off camera, Chris Brockman's doing his googly eye gaze thing. And so they didn't do him any favors. Yeah. Sent him to Carolina. That whole thing blew up there,
he was MVP for 3 weeks.
He sure was. And then, he goes to San Francisco, and we'll see how that 1 year of tutelage, if you will, sending to Kevin O'Connell, who's from the McVay tree, who's from the Shanahan tree. And as Daniel Jeremiah says, you cannot in any way, shape, or form be part of that tree without paying fealty to Kirk Cousins. And who is Kirk Cousins' coach the last couple of years? See what I'm saying? Just trying to put it all together that Kevin O'Connell should be able to get the most out of Sam Darnold. There is Justin Jefferson all healthy.
They've got the least amount of buzz. I mean, we're not talking about Minnesota at all.
Nope. So if you say AFC North and NFC North is what I'm throwing out there, what are the other two for toughest divisions in football? I say NFC West.
I agree with that.
The NFC defending champs are sitting there. The Rams made the playoffs last year. One of your Overreaction Monday subject matters in our pod, spoiler alert, is we're not talking about the Seattle Seahawks enough. And I had as one of my sleeper teams the Arizona Cardinals. The NFC sleeper team for me is the Arizona Cardinals, which is something I was able to get out on this show last Friday before Susie and TJ hijacked the rest of the segment when I was talking about my AFC sleeper.
It was the best.
I mean,
it was one of the best.
So
let me throw this.
So that's so you would agree, TJ? The NFC West is a third team on this list, because if you could see, I'm fashioning together a Twitter poll for us.
Maybe we could just go with those three, but if you want a fourth,
you got to get a fourth.
Can I convince you of the AFC South?
Ooh. That was literally going to be the one that I'm sitting here looking.
I know that'll get probably less than, it'll get single digits on the poll.
Why not the AFC East? Because the Patriots, because it's not all four. They're not all four top to
it's
bottom.
Four,
It's
and
not-
it's
it's not
and
top
it's
to bottom.
and that division's usually been owned
Bills
by
have
one
dominated.
team.
NFC
and-
East, you can't throw that in there.
I mean, you could. We have a
Again,
two-time
the
Super
Giants
Bowl.
are-
Well,
appearance
I would
in
say outside of
That's a two-team division.
that's a two. Well, I mean,
that's
and
true.
Washington can
Washington
somehow
is-
play its way in.
Spoiler. They're a spoiler team.
I think the AFC East is stronger than the NFC East.
I agree with that.
Okay, and then you'd say the AFC South because you have the Texans, one of the teams that I think coming into the season most generally.
We're going to talk about them later.
Right, and I think that they're going to be a team on the list of threatening the Chiefs in the AFC this year.
Sure.
Okay. The Jacksonville Jaguars should be better,
Jaguar.
right? The Colts get Anthony Richardson back, should be better, right? And then my other sleeper team coming into the season is the Tennessee Titans.
Who have been, if you've watched them all this preseason,
So you'd say
they've
the
been kind
South
of a
is
fun
tougher
preseason
than
team.
the East. Because, again, you've got Will Levis, you've got Anthony Richardson.
Oh, we're talking about top to bottom.
Well,
I
I'm
don't
just
think
saying
there's
in
a
terms of-
12-win team in there, but, they could all be pretty competitive.
in terms of a quarterback-driven league.
Young, fun quarterbacks.
Right, one of whom is a legit MVP candidate in C.J. Stroud. You look at the AFC East, you've got a first-ballot GOAT with a massive chip on his shoulder. You've got Josh Allen, who is as all-pro as they come, and you got Tua.
Who is a guy who takes a lot of heat.
He
Even
takes
though
heat, but I mean, he
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 takes
does
a lot of
very
heat.
well in division.
He takes a lot of heat.
Also,
yeah, he plays well.
He led the
in
league
division.
in passing last year.
Yeah.
A lot of people believe, though,
So-
he's the product of a system.
Howdy, and then of course you've got the up-and-coming Drake May
Right.
for your red hot coming into the season. Drake May.
We're going to be bad. 2-15.
So you would put the AFC South over the AFC East.
Top to bottom, it's a little more competitive.
Do we have a play? How about this? We have a play-in poll
A play-in poll?
A play-in
That's kind
poll
of funny.
for the first hour.
Okay.
It's like, which is the tougher division? AFC East, AFC South. We keep that open for an hour. I'll hit that with a retweet.
Okay.
1 hour in, we'll give you the results of that poll, and the winner is now the fourth on the what's the toughest division in football.
We're just punting on the NFC South?
I mean, how do we? Yes, we are.
Okay. AFC West punting?
I mean,
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
that's kind of
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
respectfully, but
With all due respect.
that West is kind of on lock.
It's not just on lock. It's just you've got a rookie quarterback and then a Raiders team who is, loaded defensively and has some weaponry on offense, but question marks at quarterback. I think we could safely say that.
That's a fair assessment.
Right. And those are two teams. You can't have that as the toughest division in football unless you say the Chiefs are so far and above that makes them the toughest division. I don't think you can do that.
Well, I mean,
So
there's some truth to that statement.
no,
too,
I know that.
Right?
But if you're talking about how many a division is,
Yeah,
every team can
every
win
team,
it,
yeah.
and every team can go far by winning it. Which is why both Norths and the NFC West is in. I mean, of course, you could chime in if you wish with a call to 844-204-RICH, but
All right. Play-in poll is out at Rich Eisen Show.
all right. And I will hit that with a retweet.
Tougher division for 2024, AFC East, AFC South.
And you've already voted for the South, I imagine.
Oh, let me do that right now.
You can. First in. And tweet that out with an exclamation point. First in.
First in. First.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.